All right, this meeting of the Reading Municipal Light
Recording in
Department Board of-
progress.
All right, this meeting of the Reading Municipal Light Department Board of Commissioners is being held remotely on Zoom and streamed live on RCTV and YouTube. The RMLD Board of Commissioners recognizes the importance of hearing public comment at the discretion of the chair on items of the official agenda. We ask that all questions or comments from the public be directed to the chair, that all parties, including members of the RMLD Board, act in a professional and courteous manner when addressing the board or responding to comments. When recognized by the chair, all persons addressing the board shall state their name and address prior to speaking. It is the role of the chair to maintain order in all public comment and or ensuing discussion. Commissioner Pacino will be the board secretary. And could I please ask all remote participants to identify themselves?
Mr.
Mr.
Stempak?
Pacino, aye. Mr. Pacino here.
Yeah, Dave Talbot here, calling in by telephone.
Bob Golder. Okay. All right. The first motion.
Okay. Erica, you want to stop sharing or do you have a copy?
I just have the determination of uniqueness agreement.
Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, this is very just about the same language that you voted on for Charles River Lab. We have to get this because we didn't go out looking for land, because this land had to be, under the 115 lines. It had a uniqueness to it, all right, as opposed to saying, okay, the department is looking for, 4 acres of land anywhere in this town, and then people could bid in. So we have to, by law, do this uniqueness, and it has to be actually advertised for 30 days. So that one of the reasons why is because even if we put it in now, it's still not going to get posted to April 20th. So I signed the LOI. We haven't gotten the draft purchase and sale yet, but when that comes in, we have 10 days to negotiate the purchase and sale, and then we'll have 90 days to finish our due diligence. Now, in that time frame, before I can sign the purchase and sale, 30 days for the advertising has to be up. So there's a bunch of sequencing here that we're trying to do. So this is the most important. You vote on this. Erica will send it around for electronic signatures. We'll text you to remind you that it's there, and we'll keep that moving. And then Paul O'Leary can get that in, so it gets posted, I believe. I don't remember what day. It's like 5 days. You have to get it in by Thursday at 4 for the following week. So that's where we are on that. And I just had a meeting with Fidel and the town council attorney. She was under the opinion that maybe we didn't have to go to town hall, but Chris explained that, if you look at the charter, there's no exemption for this MLP. That doesn't mean that other MLPs do not have an exception. But at the end of the day, we're never going to really dissolve that I would know of. But at the end of the day, it would become the town's land. So they have to have input on the land. So I'm working on all the justification. So I'm not really asking the town, can I use $4 million to do that? That really came under your vote, but I still have to justify that to the town. So I think what I said to Fidel is I'm going to write a really nice memo that's got all of the reasons why and the offsets of costs, why this is really, really important, why it's in the best location. And I need to do some lobbying with everyone to send this out so that when I get to the town meeting, I can't have people say, well, let me think about this for a while. We'll get back to you. There is going to be a special town meeting probably in May in order to get this done. So there's a bunch of timing things in order to make this work. Is there any questions on that? And as soon as I'm done with that memo that I send out, I'm going to send it to everybody in the cab, and I'll send it to the town, the department heads. And so everyone's on the same page about why we need this and the benefit. I'm going to send it to Jackie in the finance committee. I'm hoping if it comes up for the audit. So I don't know when Fidel is going to give me a time, because it's not going to go right at the end of the town meeting. It's going to wait a little bit. There's going to be a break, and then they're going to plan it. So I don't know how that's going to land with the audit committee, which we're hoping to have same as last year, which will be on the same day as the cab and the board, but the finance committee will be there. So I'm really hoping to take advantage of all those people so that when I get to town meeting, it will just be fine. It'll go through. and we can tell Scott Kelly, who's the owner, and bam, we're good to go. And then
Yeah,
I can get
yeah.
the transformer ordered in case that takes 2 years to deliver.
The only risk is if it's a special town meeting. Not that it's a possibility, you don't get a quorum of town meeting members. But I doubt that would happen, but that is a possibility, but.
All right, well, that's a
So-
good point, Bob. I'll mention that to Fidel, and just, like I said, I want to minimize all my risks. That's why I want to do all my homework up front and get it out to as many people. But you're right, that could be a risk.
Cause and again, is it KP's law opinion that you have to do this?
Yeah, I can send you a copy of the opinion. He did a thorough job, and yeah, it's highly recommended. Trust me, I'm sure that if there was an opinion, it's like, either way. Chris knows how important this is. I can send it out.
So
Want
it's
me to-
just, the risk is Dave and Phil sit in that body, Marlena sat in that body. You pay $4 million, just because you use that number, they won't approve it. I mean, that's a absolute risk. You gotta, I think you need to word it like you're not seeking, you're just informing the town that you're gonna do this purchase, and because again, you don't know what's gonna happen in that body. Sometimes they argue about a T for 4 hours. It's reality. It's a risk.
Yeah, no, I know.
Is this one of those votes where they need 2/3 to pass it, or just a majority?
That's something that.
Yeah, let me
that-
double check that here. I'm
Yeah.
making some notes here. I mean, if it would make everybody feel more comfortable, I can call like Nick Scoborough and have another opinion.
I would feel more comfortable with another opinion and say, do you absolutely need town permission to execute a land purchase?
Okay.
A town meeting vote is I mean, anybody else wants to put in an input that by no means is that guaranteed. I
Yeah,
think-
Bob, I would agree with you. I mean, we should not have to ask permission for this. We've been talking about it for years now, and we know it's a necessity. And we are an independent body, as we all know from just even the white paper. So we have the funds to do it, and so getting the opinion, I think, would be a fine thing to do.
Yeah, I can do that. Again, though, it's that at the end of the day, which probably will be never. But the law says that, if the town is going to be in possession of the land at the end of the day, then you would have wanted it recorded that they accepted that ownership, because it will default to them if the RMLD ever dissolved. So that's kind of the concept, but I will get another opinion.
Yeah.
And I will send it to you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be working
Yeah.
everything in parallel as well.
Sure, no, 100%. I just think, is an informational letter required, a letter required to town, we are gonna purchase this town. And inform the town committee, not ask for permission, but inform them of the purchase.
Right.
I think that might be, is that adequate for this purpose?
Yeah,
Right.
and just, only other 2 cents, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Is that you could always just, even if town meeting was to do something stupid, or I should say stupid, but was to argue about it and somehow vote against it, our check would still clear, right? And we could still buy the land. And I guess
yeah,
at the end of the day,
yeah, we might have a lawsuit from the town, but
I don't think so.
Would
I
be.
mean, we feed the town money. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
okay.
they're not gonna, it's just like, at the end of the day, if they vote against it, it's like your money is still good. That doesn't stop you from writing a check, and from the check from clearing from at the buyer's bank. If we say vote for it, right?
I think maybe that's how you frame the information. Your Reading Light is purchasing this land, we're executing on a purchase, informing the town that this is being done. Maybe that's the way to change the wording. Not looking for permission, but you're informing them that you are purchasing the land.
Correct.
I will
Nick,
work on that.
Yep, thank you.
And thank you so much for organizing this. I know it was last minute, sorry. We may have a couple more, as this goes through, if it doesn't line up with our meetings, we may have another one or two real quick ones. But I am trying to line them up so to not have to call for another one.
Whatever you need. It's a great, this is perfect, right? Execute, run fast as you can.
Yep.
Drop the bag of money on this doorstep and run.
Okay.
Thanks. I'm whenever you want to send it.
Yeah, well, do you have to take the motion, I guess, and
Ready?
we'll document that and then the signatures will just be follow up.
I gotta go back to my,
Ready for the motion, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please, Phil.
Okay, move that the RMLD Board of Commissioners approve the determination of uniqueness of property and waive the publication requirements under Mass General Laws, Chapter 30B, Paragraph 16, with respect to the acquisition of land located at 326 Ballard Vale Street, Wilmington, Mass. 01887.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Ms. Pacino,
Can we
aye?
have just a quick, any discussion at all or no? I just
Oh,
have
yeah,
one,
sorry,
one
Dave.
thing.
You know what? I thought we did the discussion before, so please, before we vote.
Oh, no, I just wanted to ask if, and I certainly am going to vote for this, but could we just, there's such a long history of this, just get a recap of all of the history of our efforts to get land and what our budgetary estimates have been over the years and what they are now relative to what they have been in recent years. I feel like there's been at least 5 different permutations on this. And I just want to know, what we're now looking at for the total cost of this project with land and construction versus what we were looking at 2, 4, 6 years ago.
I don't see how you could even compare apples and oranges right now, because we all know materials has gone through the roof. I mean, materials have gone up 200%. That's
But
COVID related.
But we approve budgets and budget estimates, and we should just know what are the budgetary impacts of this at this point. That's all. Relative to what was planned and hoped for over the several years.
Yeah, I'm not sure that makes a lot of difference, Dave, just because, we have to face the reality of what we are facing right now. And so looking back in the mirror, it doesn't really do anything for us. And the price of land has
it helps us do our governance job, I guess, is to understand how long things took and how much prices went up. But whatever. Yeah.
Well, the land was when we started, it was around 100,000 per acre, and now we're at $1 million an acre. So, again, it's not based on what we usually do here for appraisals. This is based on market value of what the owner can get from the land. But I'm glad to just put a little history of what land we had looked at and what the estimate of pricing was, just for you guys. And then I'm also can take the piece of the budget that shows the 4 million in the budget and what does that do to the budget, so that we understand if there's going to be any change. I've looked at it quickly. There shouldn't be, because we did raise we raised it to 8% for like 3 years to collect for the substation. I'll have to tell you what PLM is actually working on the new estimate of the cost of the substation, including with the land, and I'll overlay that in there and show you. Will that work?
Thank you.
Okay, great.
Yep, thank you.
Yep.
Technical, I know Hamid's not here, but technical question. Is that a 4-feeder substation or a 6 or an 8-feeder substation?
At the drawing.
The only reason why I'm
1 second.
asking the reason why I'm asking that question, when you cut into a 115 line, that doesn't just feed you, it feeds everybody. So the ability, they will not allow you to put a tiny little substation in. A lot of times they force you
Erica?
to say, we want at least a four circuit, 6 circuit substation, because they're gonna give you one time to do it. And they're gonna
Scan
say,
this
we're
in
not gonna
and
do it for a
show it. Can you
small
do that real quick?
substation. They want a bigger platform there. So,
Eric is going to show this in 10 seconds. It's 6 feeders.
6, okay.
But she's just going to show you real quick so you get an idea of. So what we're working on right now, aside from estimating the costs changes, including the increase in the land, we're trying to get 2 5-megawatt batteries in there and also a storage facility. And so to try to move some of the stuff out of Barvis, the way the land is, it might be a 10,000 square foot footprint on, yeah, can you flip that a little bit for me, Erica, please? So 10,000 square foot storage building, and Greg is looking into battery stacking. Okay, so what's missing here is like in the top. All right, sorry. When you look at the A&R drawing from the town of Wilmington, the entrance for the building that they were going to build shows the driveway over on the right-hand corner. Okay, so far right-hand corner, the storage facility would be straight in. You see the batteries, and then you see how this bumps up against the National Grid 250-foot right-of-way easement, which is the parallel lines running. The gray area is the subdivided land that Scott Kelly will retain. So the other thing they're working on is where you see where we tap into the transmission lines, what kind of easement will we need from grid, and whether or not anything physically needs to go down, and it's not just an aerial easement in order to make those taps. So that's what they're working on right now. Because anything that has to go into the purchase and sale, like easement, stuff like that, I need to know that like ASAP in order to put this in the P&S. So this is just a rough sketch.
Yep. Thank you. I just wanted to let everybody know that you might be dictated to on the size of the substation, but that's adequate sizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's with 6 feeders, it's big enough. They might ask you to go bigger, with your potential, but you don't have to right now.
Well, it's a loop through, which means we're counting on a PTF credit, which helps to offset the costs. Right where, let's see, if you look at the drawing, right where it says 60 MVA, which is closest to the street on Belleville, right in that area is some wetlands. So we have to work around that. So we have to get Concom. But what's nice about it is if they get their permit for the building that was supposed to be there, 40,000 square feet, and the driveway permit, well, then I already got the driveway permit done, and I also got a building permit done. I can squash that down from 40,000 square feet to 10,000, and the town's already permitted it as long as I maintain my setbacks. So we're off and running. We've got some benefits to what he's working on because he's going to keep going in parallel if this falls through. But that's where we are. We've got all the horsepower running on this. Okay, if you think of anything. Yeah.
Any more discussion?
No, thank you for that. I really just wanted to kind of just get that historical view of where we are versus where we used to be on the estimates. That's all. That's all that was.
Okay. Yep. Very good.
We take a vote?
Yep. Okay. All those in favor?
Mr. Stempak, aye?
Albert, aye.
Bill, you're on mute, but I
Marlena.
heard you.
I know.
So, yeah.
Somebody came in my
Marlena
office.
Vita, aye.
Ms. Pacino, aye.
Okay, 5-0. Spend the money.
All right.
There you go.
One more step. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you,
Move
everybody.
to
All right.
adjourn,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chair?
Thanks, everybody.
Yes,
Speak to
Phil.
adjourn.
Yep, adjourn.
Yeah, adjourn.
Second.